Yo, we're live. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo! Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to
Scott
Anthony
and
and
Anthony's
Scott's.
Web Dev Adventure.
yes, that
Oh,
thing.
you flipped the
I
order on
did.
this one. You put Anthony and Scott instead of
I don't
Scott and
know.
Anthony.
I guess it's normally Scott and Nancy, isn't it? I'm sorry. Well, so much for
How
being
dare
different.
you make me more important?
it's
This actually
terrible.
was this is a point of contention with Chris and I when we first started FS Jam. He
Who would be
wanted his name
first?
to he wanted his name to go first, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but I'm doing 90% of the work on this podcast, so my name is going first.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I guess that could be a thing. I really don't care, honestly. So,
Yeah, that's why you're not a diva like Chris.
oh, Chris Burns, the diva.
Yeah, he was at my wedding.
Yes, he was. That was so much fun, man. It was so cool to see so many faces that either I had seen and hadn't seen in a while, or that I hadn't seen at all. Like Ben, he was there. That was so cool.
Yeah, that was the person
Um,
I had met Ben in person also actually.
yeah, right. Super awesome to be able to do that. Ben from Lunch Dev. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good times. Yep, that was awesome. Congratulations to
thank
you
you.
and your partner.
I'm a
And
married man now.
married.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Cool. So
What are we
we
doing today?
are going to be talking about Hacktoberfest and contributions because we got October coming up in about 2 weeks here. Most people who probably follow this stream will know what that is. But if you've never heard of it, Hacktoberfest is a way to contribute, a way to encourage new contributors to open source by kind of creating some structures and incentives to make it easier for them to get into a good first issue. And then there's some like swag prizes and things like that. But the most important thing, I think, is just to actually find a good project to contribute. This can always be a challenging thing. And we're in a good spot where, our site is not super complicated. It'd be pretty easy if someone wanted to contribute to it right now. It's just like a half built Astro site that they could spin up pretty easily
Yep.
on their computer. So, yeah, we'll do a couple things to kind of make that easy for people. During this stream, we're going to show how you would like open a PR or something like that
Yep.
in the repo. And then we will possibly create write some issues, basically saying, hey, here's a feature we want built out. Here's a kind of like a roadmap of milestones you could do to create that. So yeah, what's your experience with Hacktoberfest been in the past, Scott?
Yeah, honestly, I've never like opened any PRs or done anything inside of Hacktoberfest there. So, but I have promoted and spoke of it, especially last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would you do? Did JavaScript Jam do anything last year for Hacktoberfest? That was right before I joined the team.
Yeah, I think we had a bunch of people on talking about open source. Rizal actually was on there because she was doing like a lot of GitHub stuff with Hacktoberfest during that time.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, we did promote it quite a bit. It was fun. So,
Cool. Yeah, and with this, it'll be nice also because now we'll have a place we can actually point people to contribute if they want to. So that's pretty
yes.
exciting.
Yeah, and maybe we can talk to Brian about talking about contributing to our thing if because he has that search of things to contribute to, right?
For
In his
open
app.
source.
Yeah, yeah, for open source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. And that episode will be coming out soon on the YouTube channel. So that will coincide well. Yeah, that would be good. We should talk to him and see what kind of stuff
Yeah.
we can
Maybe he'll
do.
have some ideas. And the other thing is like you guys, like if you're watching this, obviously you like JavaScript Jam and you know who we are. We will bring this up in a JavaScript Jam live next Wednesday, probably talk about it for a minute as well and point people to probably this video to
Hey,
allow
it's
them to
Jen.
understand. Hey, what's up, Jen?
Yo,
What
yo.
up? I saw you open your pool up. That's awesome. Super cool.
Cool.
Yeah, her pool's like finally fixed or whatever she said. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Super jealous. I want a pool.
jelly. um, but yeah, I I just want to say, like, if you've ever wanted to be a part of JavaScript Jam in any more ways than just hanging out with us, now you can contribute. I know a couple of people that probably will for sure. But hey, the more the merrier. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
So let's do this. I will share.
Oh, gross. The next day, she found a dead rat in
Oh
the
wow,
pool. Nasty.
that'll happen.
It was in the pipes from not running for a minute, right?
So we
Ooh.
see a Breaking Bad with the teddy bear in the pool.
She's got a
You seen
flamingo.
Breaking Bad?
Yes, I have. She's
Yeah.
got a flamingo for
A
in her pool.
flamingo.
I think it's
Whoa.
like fluorescent or almost like.
A fluorescent flamingo
Whoa!
that
Wow.
flummoxes people.
Of course, I could count on Anthony to the dictionary to come up with something there. I do. Yeah. She'll find the
That's
post.
pretty funny.
Cool. Awesome.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen, and then I'll kind of walk through how to go through a simple little PR flow.
Yeah.
So let's do
Just tell me when to share your screen.
this and that. Just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Okay, I think you can share my screen.
Okay.
All right, so if you go to github.com/JavaScript Jam /website, this is where you can find our current project. And I'm gonna real quick edit some things in here. Technically, Edgeo does not really support PNPM, so let's get rid of those. Okay.
/website, right? Yeah.
For actually, I'm gonna get rid of the deploy stuff entirely right now. So, and let's get rid of yarn too. So really, we're gonna want people just to use npm with this, because if they want to deploy their own version to their own Edgeo account, that will things will get weird if they use pnpm. So I just wanted to fix that real quick.
Yep.
Okay, so if you want to contribute, you want to first fork the repo. This is very important. This is where the repo gets copied and put onto your account. And this is kind of like the core part of open source in general. Were you going to say something?
Stick a fork in it. That's all I was gonna say.
Stay up organ it. To serve man. Okay. And then once you fork it, then you will have your own repo on your own account. Now, it'll say here, you're forked from JavaScript Jam /website. And yeah, so you'll want to clone it down. You can do that with git clone this, or if you have the GitHub CLI, you can use this here.
Fancy.
And then you want to create a branch. So we're not going to be super strict about kind of like naming conventions and things like that. Like some people will want like your branch to have like your name in it, or to say something specific like the name of the feature or something like that. You can just make it your user name is probably fine. So let's just do git branch. Let's see. No, git checkout. Yeah. And then so git checkout /b AJC web dev. This will create a new branch and then switch to AJC web dev. Now, just make a small little change in the project. What I'll do is I want to change this order here. I only want the sitemap to be first. So let's do this. Set up. move this down to here. Okay. And then you can kind of preview changes over here. Cool. Okay, and then once your changes are ready to push up, you'll do your usual get thing. So I have some aliases, so I have GS alias to get status. So I can always just do that. And then
So fancy.
Add it to the staging area. Then commit. Right. And then when you try and push normally, it'll yell at you because you're on a different branch. You're not on main anymore. And then it'll say, hey, actually, you want to set your upstream origin to your new branch. And then we'll do that.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
good
at
idea,
this point,
yeah, actually,
what was
if
that?
y'all, I was just gonna say that's a good idea. If you guys end up doing this and contributing, then just excuse me, use your like Twitter handle or something like that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then you want to go back to now. We'll see here. If you go back to your GitHub on your account after you push your changes, it'll say here AJC WebDev had recent pushes less than a minute ago. So this is really great. Basically, GitHub, the repo can sense that you are wanting to make a PR. Basically, it's very smart in that respect. And so it'll say, hey, I think this is what you want to do. Click this big button. What could go wrong? So
Everything. No, kidding.
And
Nothing
then
will go
you'll
wrong.
have here your PR. What this does is this takes your branch and it compares it to the main branch on the base repository. And let's do this. Let's see. So I did deployment section for now. Moved sitemap section to configuration and removed PMPM and yarn. Actually, no, that was not in this PR. That was
Previous.
And then it's very important that you mark a reviewer. So I can't mark myself as a reviewer, but when you're doing this, whoever is doing this should mark both myself and Scott as reviewers. And yeah, we don't need labels or any of that kind of stuff. And then down here, you can see a preview of what has changed. And yeah, so then make sure allow edits by maintainers to be in there, because then if something needs to be kind of tweaked or something's not working, then either me or Scott can pull it down and kind of just make some quick changes and then add to the PR. So now we will create the pull request. And eventually, once we have more of a kind of built out deployment pipeline and things, there'll be things like preview links and automatic deploys and stuff like that. But right now, none of that quite yet. But yeah, so this is basically, so now we're looking at from my end, and I have kind of all the permissions and stuff. But let's see, if we were to open an incognito window, we would see here it's just here it is kind of thing. So do you have any questions about what just happened, Scott?
No, easy peasy.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. While we're doing this, what I should do is make a contributing doc.
Oh, it's a good idea.
And I'm just gonna write down the exact steps of like what I just did.
Sure.
Contributing.md. So you start by
put that markdown in there.
Yeah. So let's do that. By clone repo and create new And then make your changes. Push. What's your
Tornado.
no? My name?
Tornado.
Oh yeah, definitely not a turkey NATO.
No. I'm a huge fan of weather. When I was younger, I used to watch storms all the time come in, and
Really?
yeah. And then when I was a teenager, I used to go chase storms, like, and
Are
you
storms getting worse?
no, I think they're the same. It's just depends on where you're at, I guess. I mean, they're probably much different than where you were in California than out here. We get a lot more
Yeah. I hear
severe
about
storms.
I hear about extreme weather events all the time now, and I wonder if it's is are the storms bigger? Are they the same, and we just have better connection and can talk about them more, or
That too.
are they our cities and places that just happen to have more storms now? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
interesting though, because I feel like we
well,
don't have good data from like 200 years ago, like what storms were like.
true. You know what's funny is though, actually, when I moved out here, a little further out from, a little more in the boonies, a little further out from St. Louis, um, there's like this weird pocket where we're at. I'm not even kidding. It's like I don't know how many square miles, but it's very small, and literally, it'll form a thunderstorm right over us and start pouring down rain, and then not rain where you are, for example. Like, it's crazy
Well,
how small of a pocket it is, but and some fierce stuff, like, it just out of nowhere. I'm like, what the heck? So when everybody's talking about like this drought that's been going on here, I'm like, no, we've got rain like at least twice a week for the last couple months. Like, no problem. Uh, anyway, it's funny.
very interesting.
Yes. But obviously, like, this is, Tornado Alley. So, like, there's going to be a lot more severe thunderstorms here than, like, where you used to live, right? So, it can be pretty nasty for sure.
Word.
Yeah. My favorite movie, I'm sure you can probably guess it.
Tornado.
Twister. Yeah.
Oh, That's right. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I know you were.
I've never actually seen that movie. It's actually good.
Dude, it actually is good. And the
That's
graphics
really
are pretty
funny.
amazing for, like, back when it was created. I mean,
Right,
the
yeah.
CGI is pretty darn good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The acting's really great, too. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. If you're into that tornado chasing stuff, you'd probably really love it, but Bill Paxton.
Good old Bill.
Yeah, he passed away a couple years ago. Maybe that shows my age, huh? Or our age.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. That's a name I don't think the Zoomers will be very familiar with.
Yeah. Frank Sinatra. No.
And let me get that in there too. Cool. And since what was that?
None. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, since I am the reviewer also, I will just merge this myself.
Make it happen.
Make it so number one.
Make it so number one.
Wham. And this is now our first PR
Yeah.
ever merged. And then on my end, I always delete the extra branches. I like keeping my repos very clean with very few extra branches. So now if we go here, we can see we have our contributing.md.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's just think right now, and we can flesh
5.
these out later. We'll start with just like 3.
All right, let's do that.
So first one would be
I don't know.
So some of the things we're going to need. We're eventually going to need an email integration. So
true. Create an integration probably for, I want to say like connected to SendGrid.
SendGrid.
They have a friendly API. It's nice.
Oh,
not too expensive.
Yes, I guess that's the question. Like, we could say for research and tell us and present us with a report on which ones to use. But if you think SendGrid is the way to go,
I don't know. I mean, there's Mailgun, there's SendGrid, there's a few others, but
so let's real quick. Let's just look at pricing. So we got, what was the other one aside from SendGrid and Mailgun?
Mailgun, SendGrid. Those are like the two main ones that a lot of people use, but there's other services like ConvertKit and da. But
yeah, sure.
Like these are just solely for mail. So yeah, I think SendGrid has a free one, 100 emails a day forever, which is nice. So Mailgun looks like they have something too. So I don't know what that consists of though. I don't know if you get to use like your own custom domain on that, or the other problem is having blacklisted IPs if you're not paying for your own IP. So, yeah.
When they say 100 emails a day, does that mean a single email to 100 people or 100 emails to as many people as you want?
Well, go over. What's it say on the next? I don't know. That's a good question, because if it's 100 emails a day, that wouldn't work out too well.
Well, yeah, we have we have hundreds
several hundred
subscribers.
Yeah,
exactly. Interesting. No access to email validation.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, so no, that wouldn't. We would definitely need to do. I bet you'd have to do paid on Mailgun too, though. Honestly.
Yeah. Can you stop sharing my screen for just 1 second?
Yeah. Hold on 1 sec. And okay.
Because I know
but yeah,
I had bookmarked a couple of.
Oh, did you?
Emailers things. So
yeah, I mean, I used to, when I was at ClickFunnels, we used SendGrid all the time. We would hook it up to everybody's stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I've never used an email service really. So this is something that
the other thing
I don't
is
have a very good read on.
Yeah.
The other thing is
warming up these emails, because you need to warm them up by sending out,
what does that mean?
It means that you're making it to where you won't show up in the spam of someone's. Yeah. And so there's usually actually these companies, if you go through their docs or help docs, they will show you like the warm up process that they suggest for their thing. So
interesting.
It would be like sending out so many emails per hour or something like that, and not doing like hundreds right away or something like that. So
yeah. Okay, you can share my screen again.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so
Yep.
So this is one, actually now I'm realizing this is something that's going to integrate with those things anyway. So it looks like this doesn't really replace those email providers. This is something called Send Portal, email marketing software. Someone recommended this to me, I think on Lunch Dev. So I was like, what do people use for emails? And I was like, oh, this looks perfect. But this is like, actually tracking the emails and campaigns.
Right. It's like Active Campaign or something.
And things like that. But let's see, you also got MailJet and Postmark.
Oh, yeah. Postmark was another one I remember.
that people actually like.
Silly. 100 emails every month.
See, but I'm assuming that obviously means like
one email sending out
as many.
to
It's as many people as you want. Like that's plan. We send
maybe.
less than 10 emails a month.
Yeah, it might be true.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like this actually offers all the features we want.
Mm-hmm. Dedicated IP starts at $50 per IP. I wonder what the other ones are for dedicated IP pricing because we're probably going to want to go that route eventually. But
Well, that's not the same as a domain, though.
no,
Yeah, so like,
dedicated IP is different. It's going to get you an IP that nobody sends email from. Usually, when you're sending
yeah.
email from these services, it's a shared IP, and so there's like hundreds of people sharing that same IP. So when somebody screws up and sends spam to somebody, which it happens all the time, that IP gets blacklisted, and then your emails get blacklisted along with it. So start going to spam for no reason.
Yep.
Anyway,
So let's see. Yeah, so this is saying you start at 50 and then looks like 35 a month for Mailgun to get dedicated IP.
see,
And
yeah,
then
it's a big difference.
90 a month to get it for
Wow, SendGrid.
SendGrid.
Jeez.
And let's check out MailJet. This looks like SendGrid's the most expensive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's interesting. So maybe Mailgun would be
MailJet looks super cheap. MailJet looks like it'll only be 25, so that'd be even cheaper than. So let's do this. Let's rank these most expensive.
Yeah, pricing is definitely important at this point.
Yeah. So do we have a dedicated IP on Ghost right now?
I don't think so, man. I think no, actually we don't at all. No, and on top of that, we don't even have custom domain. It sends from freaking Ghost domain.
Interesting.
Yeah, to send custom from Ghost domain, and this is not a dedicated IP. It's $50 a month. I think it is just for like the feature of custom domain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess we want to take a look at MailJet.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any other reviews from anybody else on it? Or, on Google or something? I don't know.
I never know where to get reliable reviews. Is the problem?
Yeah. I'll just type in reviews and see. Yeah, review. G2. That's good. 148 reviews at 4 stars. Not a ton of reviews. I'd never heard of MailJet, so probably why there's only 148 reviews.
Let's do this.
There's only 331 for SendGrid, so interesting. And it's both 4 stars. I mean, we could
For
always
feature updates and roadmaps. Our reviewers prefer the direction of MailJet.
Hold on.
Were you gonna say you can always what?
I was gonna say we could always change it in the future. It's not that difficult to just switch up an API, and warming it up is kind of a pain sometimes, but it might not be as feature rich as like as far as maybe the UX is not as friendly. I don't know, but
we don't need a lot of features.
No,
like
we don't.
we're doing the simplest possible. Like literally,
Yes.
we're just sending an email every week with some content. It's like it could not be simpler. So
True.
Yeah, this is why I would just wish there was there's no way to actually do this open source at all.
Because of this.
Yeah, I feel like there has to be some, I guess it'd be using Amazon SES would be
Yeah.
literally going straight into a deployment provider. I mean, does Edu do email?
I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure not.
Okay. Well, I think I need to. We'll need to talk to Ishan probably and figure out what's the scope of our budget and things like that.
Yeah.
And then let's hold off on creating any new issues. You can stop sharing my screen.
Yep. And the other thing is, once we stop using Ghost, we'll save some funds there, and we could probably utilize that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is helpful for if anyone wants to contribute. This will kind of have this video now as a reference if anyone's a newbie and they're like, hey, I need help contributing. And you're just like, here, we have a little tutorial showing you how to do that. And yeah, we'll write up some issues. And if you are interested in getting involved, feel free to contact us. You can go to our Twitter at twitter.com/JavaScript Jam and feel free to shoot us a DM or just open an issue or open a PR on the repo. Don't worry, don't feel like oh no, is it correct or not? May I mess up? Because we're welcoming to beginners as always here at JavaScript Jam. I was contributing to open source for the first time just a couple of years ago, so I know what it's like. And yeah, anything you want to add, Scott?
Yeah, I just want to say sorry to Jen. I didn't look at the rest of your comments that were coming in until just now. But she was just talking about how is there anything for super noobs? Yeah, we'll definitely have some noob stuff.
That's gonna be the plan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It has some things for super noobs, and that's why it's nice having Astro project and simple little website. So if someone wants to just create a contact form or something like that, you do that.
And she said, "Okay, bye."
Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I did want to say this too, though. I feel like I don't want to put it out there too much, but I'm just thinking like, I don't know, if you have any cool ideas for the site, right, and not just an issue that we come up with, like hit us up on the DMs and then we'll talk about it, and then maybe you could just like, fork it and work with us on something special too.
Yeah.
If you would do that. But yeah, that's about it. So cool. We good?
We good.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today. Greatly appreciate it. This was Scott and Anthony's, or Anthony and Scott's web dev adventure. We're both important today.
We'll catch you next time.
We'll see you in the next one. Peace.